There we go. There's my um
I just got a notification from Noel.
there's my thumbnail. I'm a Jolene simp now.
Jolene simp. I want to talk about Jolene and being the Joe star, where we'd rank her as what.
Well, that's a good topic. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's a controversial one.
Mm-hmm.
I heard so a lot of people have been telling me since I posted that whatever you call it last night, the picture of Star Platinum. A lot of people have been like saying that part 7 is the best.
Yep, they're not wrong.
Right, and I was like, yeah, well, Eric is also saying that, so I mean, I trust his opinion.
I'm also on Joe Jillian right now. I'm on chapter 12 right now.
All right, that's part
8. Yeah. That's pretty damn good too, though. I'm really liking Joe Jillian a lot too. Like, I don't know.
Oh man, this part was really something, man.
Yeah, towards the end. That's where I think Stone Ocean kind of shined the most, was towards the end.
Definitely.
How do you spell Jolene?
Jolene. I think it's Jollyne.
Yeah.
I think I'm right.
Yeah, definitely right.
Jollyne.
Yeah, Jolyne.
Good, thanks for that, because I spelled it Joelyn. Jocelyn.
All right.
All right.
Using my fucking. I swear to fucking God, I hope my fucking computer is using my microphone and not my fucking. Okay. All right. Can you hear me better now, chat? I swear to God, I hope my computer didn't pull a fast one on me and is using my freaking. Let's see.
I can hear you fine, but I don't know what your computer's hearing.
Okay, there's someone in chat so they could barely hear me. Because one time, there was a while ago where my audio camera or my microphone wasn't picking, like it switched to my USB camera and it was like really, really quiet. I couldn't tell for a while and it like just had to switch it back. So it's still low. It's really freaking weird. Oh, fuck. Let me see. Wait, okay, yeah, it's plugged in. So we can turn it up here where. Let me see it. Let me see what. Okay, does this sound better? I don't know. Everyone else down.
Still sounds the same to me.
Okay. Like well, you're hearing it through Zoom.
Right, that's true.
YouTube, yeah. Have anyone else in chat? 2 apps using the microphone. Let's see. On change which apps. Does it say which apps about desktop viewer? Did it have one for Zoom? Okay, it shouldn't matter. Okay, OBS Studios. Yeah, it says using my mic. Good enough. Okay, so it's good. Yeah, it says it's using it in OBS Studios and Zoom. So I'm all good. All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it just instantly started going live for me, I suppose.
No shit.
All right, I'm ready. Sorry for the delay.
I'm good. So who wants to kick this episode off?
Shit. I guess I'll kick it off since I've been binging so much JoJo's. I guess it's only fair.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone here in my chat? Noel's, Connor's. This is Some Weebs, episode 29. After, I don't even know how many. When did we even start like reading Stone Ocean? Like how many weeks ago?
It was definitely over a month ago.
Yeah, like it's been a month, but like finally, we're all done with Stone Ocean.
All done.
We can finally give a final verdict on all of part 6. Which is also convenient since the anime was announced last week too. So
that was perfect.
Yeah.
Man, Dude, I don't know, man. This might be controversial. People might disagree with me, but I don't know. I gotta say, Jolene might be in my top 3 favorite Joe stars.
I
Right.
agree too. I think she's in my top three too. I would say my favorite Joe stars would have to be. I can't say I have an absolute favorite at this point. I'd say my top three would have to be Jolene, probably Joseph, and either I'd say either Jotaro or Joe. Or I thought Josuke was actually pretty good. Or Jose, Johnny and Joe. Johnny's pretty damn. To be honest, though, people say that Johnny Joe Star is one of the best Joe Stars, but
From part 1?
no, from part 7. I would say,
yeah, I'm thinking Jonathan.
yeah, I would say not Jonathan, but I would say that he's good, but I wouldn't put him in my top three. Like he just hits that point. I think Gyro and like the rest of the cast were just a little better than Johnny. Like I wouldn't say that Johnny got completely outshined by the rest of the cast, but he definitely wasn't like one of my favorites. But he's still really good.
Or see, I feel like that's what was like Giorno for me. Like I think a lot of people thought he's such a good Joe Star, which he is. He's not bad, but like the side cast for that whole part 5 was just so good. That like I think he was kind of, not done dirty, but he just I don't know. He didn't shine as much as like Mista.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was outshined.
Bad guys, yeah.
I wouldn't say he was outshined. I would say he blended in with the whole crowd.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Giorno had some really good moments, but he was just kind of like quiet at certain points when like Narancia and Bruno and Mista were just doing all kinds of crazy shit and like just taking away the show.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick my top Joe Stars, well, I haven't seen part 7 or 8 yet, obviously. I think it would go. For some reason, I really like Josuke. I don't know.
I've learned to appreciate Josuke more. I used to not like him as much because of my whole issue with I was going to say with Diamond's Unbreakable, but I don't know. I kind of want to go back, and I'm actually going to reread Diamond's I watched it, but I want to actually try reading it once I get like more hard copies. I want to reread because I already read some of them. I want to just read Diamond's Unbreakable and read Stardust Crusaders because I think the manga actually has kind of a different touch to it than the anime. I'm starting to kind of see the difference and appreciate JoJo more for what it is.
Yeah, so I think Josuke was like, I think my top 3 are Josuke, Jotaro, and Jolene, honestly.
Yeah. For me, I would have to say Jotaro, Giorno, and Jolene. Like, I don't know. I feel like Giorno's stand was just it really shined Giorno a lot.
It was good.
More.
It was really powerful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Added points. Like I don't know. Joseph, he will always be, in my opinion, the funniest. He will always be the funniest Joe Star.
Yeah, definitely.
He just has that comedy aspect to him, especially in part 3.
Oh yeah,
but,
the worst stand though. The worst.
Yeah, that's another thing. His stand is like the most utterly useless stand a person can possibly have.
It's like only a supporting stand. Like
I wouldn't even really call it a support stand. It's just like
it's like spying and like
kind of.
There was really no point in giving him a stand, in my opinion. Like he's already powerful enough as it is, and just like he's already so freaking huge. Like there and just has so much like bat and has Hami and like battle experience. He really didn't need a stand.
Back when all the stands were literally just colors, Hermit purple, red magician.
Yeah, no. And then man, I don't know. Diamond's Unbreakable had a lot of really good stands. Like a lot of our intricate, like we made stands too. Like Diamond's Unbreakable really took it there with like what they could do with stands.
Right. Every single part, the stands just get more and more like over the top. Like in part 6, like New Moon and like was it Built in Heaven? Was that the last version?
Yeah, I think that's it. What was it called?
Those were nuts. Like,
yeah, it was really odd how the alternation from Sea Moon to what is it? It's something heaven. I forgot what it's
Yeah, he
called.
went from like Sea Moon to like I think like New Moon to like Built in Heaven was the final version or something like that.
Yeah, it was weird, and the way just like I thought the end, like the final stand, was gonna have something to do with gravity, but it had nothing to do with gravity.
Yeah, it was just
It
time
just
based.
Yeah, it was just time. That's kind of weird. Alternate. It's a weird transfer. Like it's a weird transformation.
Right.
But it was for one, the way it looked was very interesting. Like it did not look at all what I expected it to look like.
Yeah, well, it was
Prior
kind of like two stands put together. It was
Yeah, it
like
was like a person riding a horse, kind of.
yeah, they were like attached.
Yeah,
It was really weird. But I mean, yeah, I can finally see like what Eric was talking about, how like they become like world changing, like literally like atmosphere to like the atomic level. It's just like
Yeah,
Yeah, no, the stands are like next fucking level in part 6. Part 7, they're pretty out there, but part 6, like I'd say, like stole the show with how ridiculous you can make these stands, like how ridiculously OP, and just because you thought in part 5, like damn, like Requiem and then King Crimson, you thought those were ridiculous stands. Like it was just getting like ridiculous how freaking powerful these stands are. But no, like part 6 just takes it another step further.
yeah.
dude, like I still argue like I think the weather report, heavy weather, I think it was more powerful and more badass than Built in Heaven.
Yeah.
Like he literally can suck the oxygen out of yourself. Like
That is
out of
true.
the like it doesn't matter how fast you're moving or if you freeze time, because the second that it unfreezes, it's like your iron is literally just getting oxidized inside of you
Yeah.
and you just die. You can't even breathe.
So let's talk about. I want to talk about the ending without spoiling anything for the viewers. But one, the ending did not end at all what I expected it, how I expected it to end.
Yeah, the ending.
Yeah, it really just flipped the script completely. Like I didn't think Weather Report would be involved at all again at the end. I thought he was just once he was gone, he was gone in the manga. They really, really surprised me with that ending.
All right.
So what about you, Connor? What do you think?
I mean, I was more so just like surprised how like technically they all did die.
That's
You
true.
know, technically they all died and then they went, back in time or to like an alternate reality. So like technically he did win. It was just Imperio that got away and was like that last loose end that he wanted to defeat. So it was like the part that shocked me was just like they went back to like it never happened. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
And did you notice that Jolene's name changed?
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me either.
What was the
All their
name?
names changed.
Yeah, that's true.
So like is that the reality that part 7 ends up taking place in, or
I think I think it does get switched to that because I'm reading even in Joe Jillian right now, they're talking about like it's in the reality that part 7 takes place, and you hear about Funny Valentine, you hear this, but at the same time it's like collecting pieces like from the original JoJo's universe about Josuke, about Kira, and like and there's like text, and it's like slowly kind of building up this other reality. It's like really cool too. Like it's starting to like kind of like put everything into perspective, and like it's kind of like a mystery at the same time that's going on right now. It's really, really cool.
because I don't like now that they split off these two time zones, it's like what is JoJo's now? Is it like the different time zone, or is it because technically there's like a split, there's like if they went back in time, everybody stayed alive, but then there's also the time where like everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Even the priest, because he went back in time. So there's literally just like now this one existence where there is no Joestars.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
besides like Josuke.
Yeah, well, what happens is in part 8, technically it's not Josuke, it's a different reality Josuke. Like,
Right.
I think I haven't gotten far enough, but I've heard that's what it is. Like, it's getting really, really complicated, but like
Right.
it's starting to kind of make sense now.
Wait, so
Yeah.
who's Jolene, is it? Joe, or in part 8, who is
Jillian?
Joe Jillian?
Yeah, and Jillian. I don't know.
Who is she supposed to be again? Like, how is she related to it?
I
The Joe
don't
Star?
know. I haven't gotten by that part in Joe Jillian. I don't even right now. They're just kind of it's mostly just going off of like Diamonds Unbreakable. In fact, Joe Jillian kind of feels like almost like a sequel to Diamonds Unbreakable right now.
Oh, really?
Like
Okay.
it's a lot more like it's a lot like Diamonds Unbreakable and Thus Spoke Rowan, like the animation style and everything else. Like if you watch the like when you see the Thus Spoke Rowan, that's how Joe Jillian is, but like more of like an actual like full length story, but in that art style and like that kind of mood.
Right. Gotcha.
I
Yeah, I
have to
mean,
ask a question.
it does have a different vibe to it for sure. Diamonds Unbreakable and Thus Spoke Rowan.
Oh yeah.
I have to ask a question though, Ed, since you've read ahead, right?
Mhm.
And you know, I've realized that every part has had Dio involved in some kind of way. You know, like besides part 4, because like you guys said, part 4 is clearly different in all ways than the
But
rest
he
of it.
still brought those like arrowheads, didn't they?
Yeah, that is true. That is
So
true.
he still kind of has this, you know.
Yeah. So is Dio involved in any kind of way in part 7 and in part 8, or just either or?
In part 7, yes, Dio is definitely involved. He's a huge part of the story, but it's not technically Dio. Part
Okay.
8, nothing yet. I'm only 11 chapters deep, so.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah,
I think that's what it, go ahead.
yeah, part 7, I'm not going to spoil too much, but yeah, Dio definitely does play a part in the story, but it's a little different.
Like, what is enough with Dio? Like, when can we finally get rid of him?
I mean,
Yeah,
the thing
really.
that I'm super confused about though, like in part 6 still, is why did Weather Report have the star? We
Oh,
never.
because so basically was the priest, because the priest is his twin brother and the priest got the star.
Oh, the priest
He
did
also
get the
got the
star.
star.
Oh, he did. I didn't. I guess I missed that.
Yeah, because you know how if you have let's say you have a sibling, right, and you have the star and all your family members get the star. So like I
I
guess
thought the
whether
star
for
meant that you were part of the Joe Star family.
yeah, it does. But remember, the priest. I forgot how the priest got related to the Joe Stars at like during the story. But however he got related to it, I guess Weather Report got brought into that too, because he is the priest's twin brother. So
Right.
they're like connected in a way.
Got it.
So
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely the hardest part to follow so far, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. One thing I've heard a lot of people is where I'm going to talk more about Jolene. A lot of people, or I've seen say that they think that Jolene's like one of their least favorite Joe stars, or they don't like Jolene, which I never understood after reading it. I was like, why? And they're like, oh, she's like the only Joe star that didn't actually kill the main villain or like anything like this. And I was like, okay, I was like, first of all, she still put up a lot of good fights, and they're like, oh, her stand was like the weakest out of all of them and stuff. And I'm like, no, like not entirely. Like at the same time, it was also one of the hardest to use and like probably the most technical and took the most amount of skill and could be, yeah, maybe in some ways it wasn't the strongest, but it was a lot stronger in other ways.
yeah,
And if you watch the ending to this, technically, like, I mean, yeah, that what's his face, the little kid, the little blonde haired kid killed him technically, but like it was such a different ending. Like if like any other Joe Star put in that situation, they probably wouldn't kill the main bad guy either. It had nothing to do with like her being her. Like I think there's like they thought it was just because of her being a woman or something. I don't know. It was like something stupid behind it, but like it was set up a lot differently. I don't think any of that had to do with Jolene because I thought Jolene was pretty badass.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked her. I liked her a lot.
I want to comment on that though. I just can't understand how somebody can say Joe I know I get it's their opinion, but I just can't understand how somebody would say Jolene is their least favorite. out of all the Joestars and then say that her stand is the weakest when you have Joseph's stand, which is the absolute weakest, for one. And then for two,
seriously,
I'm not gonna say Jolene's stand is the most technical because I feel like Giorno's stand is the most technical in a way.
Yeah,
But,
Jordo's is definitely.
Yeah, but I also feel like without Requiem, Jolene's stand would be stronger than Giorno's because Giorno's is more of like a defensive stand in a way. So, but I don't know. I feel like her character is the most complex out of all the Joestars.
Oh, definitely.
For one, she's in prison, so the whole setting of this JoJo's is completely different than the other ones. But I just feel like I really feel like that was purely out of sexism, and that's it, because
You know what's weird about it is there's two things that it's out of. One is out of sexism, and the other is out of, I don't know what the word would be. I would say out of like, using this word, but like extreme feminism, where they're like, she wasn't strong enough, like she wasn't like, she needs to be a more powerful, more woman to like meet up with like other standards and other things like that. So like I would say it's an aspect of both horrible sides of the coin.
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, especially because I'm part of like the JoJo's fan pages or like the JoJo's pages on Facebook, and I get to see like a lot of people's opinions on that. And like all the reasons for hating Jolene, it's either because they're sexist or because they're like too hard on like I don't know, in certain like bad aspects of feminism, where they like expect the woman character has to be like stronger than all of the males, or like being the woman character has to be like exactly the same, or has to do things like that. Even though I think Jolene definitely proved her worth.
Definitely.
I kind of like the fact that she didn't end up killing the main antagonist, because in a way, like, everybody got KO'd before her still. So she was like the last one putting up a fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not and this guy had like an intense stand that like one of the strongest we've ever seen in any JoJo's part.
Oh yeah.
Like, so you can't really blame her for not like single-handedly beating him.
Yeah, I feel like the priest would just like Seema would just single-handedly kill, like, let me think, Giorno, for example, without Requiem, because Requiem is just the most fucking overpowered power any anime character can have,
Requiem's in, you should see Tusk or Johnny Joestar's full complete Tusk. Like that's even, I think that's arguably even more OP.
Wow.
What did Requiem do again? I can't really remember off the top of my head.
It basically
literally sends you to almost.
Go ahead, you got it, Eric.
Okay, I would say it sends you literally into almost like an infinite void of just like destruction. Like literally, Devaldo is still dying to this day. Like literally,
right.
Practically almost endlessly dying over and over again. Like that's why I think I sent that meme where like there's that exploitable meme where there's like the guy's like about to like go and hook up with this girl and then sees like a picture in a room and runs off, and then like they switch it so it had the Requiem stand, and like right when he went in, it just like repeated the same scene.
Right. So it's kind of like the Tsukuyomi with
Yeah.
Itachi and Kakashi. Just like getting stabbed, and it feels like literally like 100 years, but it's just 30 seconds or some shit.
Wait, wasn't that from, or was that from Bleach or something, or
that's from
or what?
It's Itachi's. He did it to Kakashi. He like made him like the was it 7,000 like stabs?
Tsukuyomi, I think it was called.
Tsukuyomi.
It's
they did something like that.
That's his Sharingan, his Mangekyo Sharingan specialty.
Yeah, it is something. It was even more, I don't know if you guys remember, it was even more fucked up. It was in Bleach when they killed, what's that dude, in the Arankar arc, when they killed the guy, like really, I'm trying to remember what his name was. I can't remember like hardly any of their names anymore. The
Which
dude,
color?
like which color? The fucking really weird looking dude with like the face paint, the doctor type dude who has like that
green one.
Not
like
green
it's
one.
Like the wings and shit, like Ukiora or something.
No, not Ukiora. It's the dude, like he's like the doctor dude. He has like that weird golden like face.
Oh, the captain. Not the
captain. Yeah, he's one of the captains. Yeah, he's one of the captains.
Yeah, I know exactly
And
what you're talking. He has the weird Bankai that's like a worm with like a baby's face or some shit. Yeah.
yeah, him. Yeah, no, what he does to I forgot the number 8 or what was the pink haired Espada's name. He does that thing where he literally like poisons him and then just like stabs him, but like stabs him like slowly, but like the drug he gave him made it feel like he was literally standing in one place for over 100 years or like just awaiting to get stabbed, like and just that. And it like showed the scene of like just how he was like suffering for years, just waiting for him to die. And like that was probably the most intense moment on Bleach. Like even I was surprised. I was like, okay, yeah. And I didn't like that dude, but like even at that point, I was like, I actually kind of felt sorry for him.
Yeah, no, that's those kind of moves are nuts.
Tachi did it to Kabuto, and like when Kabuto's in his like his dragon stage mode, whatever it was called, I forgot what it's called. Like Itachi had him, it's like he had him in a Genjutsu, he was just dying over and over and over and over again.
Oh yeah. Araki, a bunch of people have told Araki that like out of all the deaths, Davalos is definitely the most horrible death out of all of the villains in JoJo's. And they've asked Araki, he's like, to this day, do you regret it? Do you feel like it was a little harsh? And Araki says, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It was a badass death though.
Yeah, it's still happening to this day, apparently.
Right. Like I want to see Johnny Joestar's kind of like
this is crazy. The stands are so much different in part 7 than they are in part 6. Like the stands, they build and form and get stronger slowly over time. Like they'll be like almost like a small little like I don't know what the hell, like animal or like germ or whatever the hell looking thing, and then it'll just get a little bit bigger, get a little bit stronger, and it's crazy, especially how Johnny's stand works. Is it like it really just builds up over time?
Right. I like that though, because they did that in part 4 with Reverb, Act 3, and like then they kind of stopped with all the other stands, except for I guess the priest kind of evolved, but it wasn't really like the same way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I like that kind of extra element. It just adds something more, you know.
Yeah, it's man. I really want to hear your opinions on part 7 because oh my god, part 7 is so freaking good. Like it was part 7.
Start reading it.
Yeah, no, we're doing part 7 next. Like if you guys. Definitely. I mean, I got all kinds of time at work to like fucking just I don't know, just read manga and just draw and shit like when I have downtime there. And I'm gonna finish all of JoJo's just because I'm such a JoJo's fan. I'm like, I'm just gonna get to like the end to where like I can do weekly chapter updates, or not weekly because they release the JoJillion chapter like a few times a year now or some shit. But
yeah.
Just be completely caught up with that, and then I can start reading every other manga because I mean JoJo's is like it's so freaking different. When I was reading part 7, especially in comparison to Jujutsu Kaisen, because Jujutsu Kaisen was such an easy binge. Like when I read Jujutsu Kaisen, I was like, damn, I forgot I could actually read manga this fast, or like manga didn't take this long.
Yeah.
Like with JoJo's.
I've been recommending Happiness to everybody. It's like number.
I'm gonna read that one next.
It's number 3 in my top manga list.
Okay.
I'm gonna read that one next for sure.
It's fucking so good. It's another one of those ones where like I read all 10 volumes within like probably 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Binge worthy.
It's fucking so good.
I've only binged one entire manga, like almost entire series, at least until I was current on it, in one day, and that was Beastars. That's the only manga I've ever done that with.
Really? When did you start reading it? Was there already a bunch out?
I watched the anime first, and then like a week later, I was like, I'm gonna read the manga. Like I hear a lot of good things about the manga. Heard some fake news after like halfway through reading the manga. Halfway I was through the Murder Solution arc, and then it just like motivated me to get through the story because I'm like, no, this can't fucking be true, and I didn't want to like look up more of it because I feel like that would spoil it, even if it was true or not, and that just gave me motivation to like get caught up all the way to like chapter 170 something. And that manga is a little bit, I'd say it takes a little longer than Jujutsu Kaisen. I wouldn't say it's not quite as fast of a binge.
Yeah.
Like there's a little more information. It's not like JoJo's or anything. Like chapters are like 25 pages long, but like there's a little decent amount of information there.
Yeah, the first one that really made me binge was Demon Slayer. Like that was,
Same.
yeah, it's like I watched the anime first, and then I was like, holy shit, this is so fucking good. I'm just gonna go ahead and read it because this was back when I still preferred watching the anime rather than reading, which now it's completely flipped. But I watched it and I was like, oh my god, yes, 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 I need more. And then I read it, and then at that point, I was like, I caught up to all the volumes that were out, and I had like to make a decision because at that point, I didn't read any online manga at all. I was like, I want to support them. I want to buy the physical copies. I want to like support the industry. And then I was like, I can't wait. I have to read this. And I binged all of it within like probably a day or two. And it was like 200 and something chapters.
You read it before? You read it after it finished, or you read it before it finished?
I read up to like probably chapter like 190, and there was like an
right
addition.
before.
Yeah, it was like right before it finished.
Yeah, I would say I picked the manga around 160, 170.
Yeah.
And waiting every week was dreadful, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was so.
Yeah, it was. I was lucky. I started reading it when there was maybe like 10 volumes out in English, and I was like having to wait every month for the next volume to be released in English. And I was like, "Fuck this! I'm reading it online."
It was such a good read. Besides the ending,
yeah, it is what it is.
With anime, it needs to be something really, really good for me to actually watch it now. Like I've tried watching a lot of other animes recently, and I just can't like complete it anymore. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have my taste palettes are just like so refined from all this quality anime, like other furry shit or whatever I'm consuming, to where it's like, if I'm gonna sit here, because I'm a pretty busy dude, if I'm gonna sit here and actually finish it, like it has to be worth my time. Like it has to be something that I could like come back to or not forget about, or be like, that was okay. I need something that's actually like, okay, this is great. I need to continue to keep playing and watching this.
Same. Like I honestly don't really watch anime unless it's something that we're doing for the podcast, because I've just been reading so much manga.
Yeah, it's come to the point where like maybe we should just make this podcast about reading manga instead.
It's kind of what it's turned to. You got to get ahead of the game, right?
The anime just hasn't hit the same, and like I don't know why. I don't know whether it's just we got it. It's like they say it's kind of like a drug where we've done it so much where it just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's just the quality has so dramatically down to the point where we just don't even want to watch it. We'd rather just read manga.
Yeah, like when Stone Ocean comes out, I'm binging the fuck out of that. But that's like I think it's going to be on Crunchyroll or something like that. But that's something that I will binge, because there's a lot of drive for me to want to actually binge that. And I'll definitely binge that. But like all these other animes I tried watching on Netflix, even when I was getting a tattoo yesterday, like they had this guy had a TV there, and they were like, "Oh, you can watch Netflix, do that." And I was like, "Sure." And I started watching like I think High Rise Invasion or whatever the fuck. I watched like maybe 3 episodes, and I was just like, fuck this. I'm going back on my phone.
Yeah, dude. I like, for me, I think part of the reason too is like I hate waiting weekly for episodes. Like manga's one thing because it's like a quick little, like you could read it in like 10 minutes. But like waiting for like an anime episode to come out, and like then it's like you got one episode where it's like an in between time where like nothing happens. It's like, well, fuck, this is like so unsatisfying. Like I would rather just wait for a season to come out and binge it rather than like watch it week to week. Like that, and that's when anime was like really big for me, was like when I had all these shows to watch and catch up, because I hadn't like seen very much. Like I'd spent all my time just watching One Piece because there was so goddamn much of it. And then now I'm like hopping from series to series.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. Anime is just, I don't know, just because there hasn't been too many good animes recently, or just because I've just changed recently. I just like reading more. I don't know, like, or maybe it's because I've been reading a lot of VNs too. I've gotten like so much more into reading, and like it's not all about like the huge fight, or there's a lot of that in manga, but like, you know, the big typical anime shit that happens, or in TV in general. Like I've just focused more on just like graphic novels and reading, and I don't know why. I've just liked it because it's more detail I can focus on, especially with like how many VNs I've played recently, or I'm still playing right now. There's just so much it's really changed my whole perspective on it. That I just like want to like sit there and just read.
Right. What's up, Nick? So typical in the chats. How's it going, buddy? No, I feel you too. I mean, I just lately I get more satisfied from reading than watching.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's like you're saying done really well. Like Attack on Titan, I
Yeah.
still loved every episode that was coming out. But like things like One Piece, like while I still really enjoy One Piece, like I'm fine with watching it for like a week and then not like watching for the next 2 or 3 weeks and just letting it build up and having like an hour to watch.
Yeah, that's always nice to do too. Yeah, and I mean when there was Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah.
and now that that's over with, I'm just like, there's this new anime I need to watch. I might watch it before work if I have time or whatever. But apparently, it's like this new furry show on Crunchyroll.
Really?
But it's like an adult themed, like Animal Crossing looking thing. It looked interesting. I'm gonna give that one a watch. It's on Crunchyroll. It's coming out each week, so I might even just wait a few more weeks just so I have more episodes to binge for it. But who knows? I'm gonna venture down that road.
Right.
Okay.
I think the next anime I want to watch is Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yo, hold on.
I've been thinking about picking up the manga for it, and everybody just told me to watch it. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. Watch it, Connor.
I literally
Watch it.
posted that. Like probably 10 to 12 people just told me they're like, yes, watch the anime. You will not be disappointed.
It's so good. You know, I was the slowest part I would say is season 3, but that's because it's a backstory and somebody else, another character. But it's so freaking good, Connor. It's so good, man. So good.
Right.
It's good binge too. There's a lot to watch.
There's a couple seasons. Have you guys watched 2 Year Eternity? I haven't, but I've seen a lot of people have been watching that, and I've heard it's really sad.
Oh.
2 Year Eternity. I think it's new, right? I think there's only like one season.
And I have a friend keep telling me about this manga he's reading called Tokyo Revengers, I think, something like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Or I haven't seen it, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it.
So I might pick up that too. I heard the anime's coming out too, so.
But the anime is, I think episode 1's out.
Oh, it's out already? Okay.
I looked it up and there's like no physical copies of it. I saw. I think it's all digital for like the manga or whatever. But it seems interesting.
Oh, definitely. So I'm gonna say for next week, we're gonna talk about a Steel Ball Run or maybe some other things. Or...
I remember last episode Connor wanted us to talk about origami. I might just pick up the manga actually, because now that we finished Stone of the Ocean, I can finally pick up another manga and actually feel like I can read it. Yeah.
Nixotypical.
I don't know. Eternity get a different vibe off.
Saying it could be anime of the year after only one episode. That's a big claim.
What anime?
2 Year Eternity. He's saying it could be runner up for anime of the year after only one episode. I've seen like a lot of people talking about it, saying like if like it's like a challenge to try to watch the first episode without crying because it's like so sad. What? At least I think it's that.
Anime. That's sad.
That's what they said. Well, maybe we should try it out. I mean, if it's a weekly thing since Attack on Titan.
No.
It's called 2 Year Eternity. I have no idea. You what?
2 Year Eternity. Okay, we'll give it a shot.
I have no idea what it's about. I think there's only one episode out so far.
Okay. So we'll hit that up.
I'm with it.
Mulan. You're gonna watch Mulan?
No, Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run.
I'm sure Steel Ball Run's probably going to take us a while to read again. So I think that should be something that we just are continuously reading. And once we hit like a good point, we start talking about it, kind of like we did with Stone Ocean.
Okay. Not bad.
Because isn't this one even longer?
I've heard the chapters.
No, I would say Stone Ocean.
In the chapters.
Stone Ocean's definitely longer. Stone Ocean definitely dragged on longer. I think Steel Ball Run did is one of the few JoJo's where I can say I don't feel like it really dragged on at any point.
Right. Let's see. The first episode is incredible. If it can keep the same level of storytelling, it will be 100% right up at the top.
Wow.
You have to watch it to understand. I guess we have to watch it, guys. I'm sold.
I guess we do. All right, let's write it down.
Sold.
Let's do it, man.
It's only one episode.
All right.
But I gotta make this presentation to go to, like this star show from honest class.
I'm probably gonna like take the power nap before work because I have to do another all nighter at the hospital. So
Yeah, you gotta get some Red Bulls.
yeah, I have a whole thing in G Fuel. I just have like a whole thing of just like pre-workout I use, but like I like to cycle off of it because I use it every day. It just like fucks me up. So like I only use it when I work.
Right. Good idea. Have you guys bought your tickets for Demon Slayer movie yet?
Oh yeah, me and John were gonna do that actually. Fuck yeah, I know you. I'm
Dude,
gonna
it's not playing in Vermont. It's not playing in any theater.
Really? Oh man,
it's playing here in Phoenix.
Dude, I might have to. Well, I'm vaccinated, so I may just go to like Boston and watch it because it's only like.
Speaking about vaccination, I'm taking my Pfizer on Friday, man. Let's go.
Dude, well, because all the movie theaters in Vermont are like locally owned by like somebody, like family or something. So like we don't have any like AMC theaters or any IMAXs. So like I might have to go up to like Plattsburgh or like up north or like the northern Boston or northern Mass or something.
Oh damn.
Hey,
yeah,
it's worth it. I'll drive 2.5 hours for Demon Slayer.
Dude, hey, if we do all end up seeing the Demon Slayer movie next week, we definitely should talk about it. So
yeah,
definitely,
100%.
All right,
man.
I might make a video if I do the road trip. I might make a
vlogging it. I'm driving. I'm vlogging, man. I'm driving an hour. I'm driving an hour for it.
Yeah, I might actually vlog that event. That'd be a really good idea.
Okay. Yeah. So the reason why I'm vlogging is because, well, I was gonna vlog it either way, but I have to drive an hour because the movie theater, the AMC that's near me, completely sold out. The first day they dropped the tickets, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. I need to catch to see if I'm working that day too. I need to do some precaution. All right, but I'm probably gonna go take a nap right now.
All right.
This is next week.
Gotcha. Good chatting with you lads. Good chat.
Yeah, man. Those are the fun talking about some ocean.
Definitely.
But I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.